Welcome to the shed. It's your Grand Shedi Master, your man in the shed, Andy P. And yes, that's my new title. I am the Grand Shedi Master. You are loyal subjects. So, today's video then, it's a bit of a odd one. That makes a change. Why is it better to be alive today? Only two places you want to be. Alive today or alive in the future, as in the near future. Because you can say, but I expect in 1,000 years it could be this, could be that, could be that. Who knows? So for me, be alive now, be alive 10, 15 years in the future. You've got a rough idea of how things could be. It could be terrible. We could have a socialist government, which would be shocking. But, this one isn't totally about politics. There is a little bit of politics in it, but it's not about us versus them. And it's not that sort of politics. So we don't need to worry too much about this. But this is why it is better to live today or the near future. Sorry, saw a magpie. As you do. So it is better, like I say, to be alive today or in the near future than it is to be, say, a king of, say, 300, 400 years ago. Why is this, I hear you ask? Well, I'll let you know. So, in the modern world, even with COVID, we are getting our vaccines now. There's a clue. We've got medicine. We've got antibiotics. We don't die if we cut our finger. Whoa, so we do have the illnesses, but we have the medicine to help with the illnesses. Therefore, we don't have so many gruesome diseases. We don't have as much violence and murdered and genocide that they used to have off of the past. So the worst thing to be in the past would be to be a peasant. Because, and I'm going to get into this, because if you were a knight and, you've been knighted by a king, and this is the thing, it was King Henry VIII that made it so that it had to be a monarch, a member of the royal family who could knight people. Because off of the past, if you were a nobleman, you could knight people. Apparently, allegedly. Didn't know that until a couple of days ago. But apparently that is a thing. So we got all these knights turning up. Basically, a knight's a thug, really. They are probably a bit tougher than your local peasant, not pheasant. So what did they do? So, apart from go off on quests to, the Holy Lands and all that, we've all heard about the quests off of the past, around Robin Hood type time, when they would go off to the Middle East and fight the barbarians and the Muslims and try and win Jerusalem and all this malarkey. But they weren't just doing that. So, imagine I am your Grand Shedi Master, but I'm also a knight, okay? And my local knight, he's got his peasants and I've got my peasants. Now, I want to keep my peasants. I don't like them because they're peasants, but I can get money off of these. I can bloody do what I like with these peasants. Doesn't matter what they think. I'm the knight. I'm in charge, yeah? And it's the same in his little patch of land. But if I want to be a bit of a dick, what I'll do is I'll go over to Mr. Other Knights, peasants, and I'll just bloody kill them. Why? Because I can. So that's why it's not good to be a peasant. The worst peasant to be, mind you, is a female peasant. You don't want to be a female. In fact, you don't want to be a female off of the past, period. Because, and the worst, well, not the worst, but a female peasant, obviously, because it's not very nice. But male peasant, yeah, you're probably going to get murdered, or you're probably going to get beheaded or whatever. But the women, they certainly took the worst of it. But even if you are a wealthy lady, and this isn't always good. So imagine you're a wealthy lady and you own a bit of land. You think, oh, I'm all right. Got a few bob. Me husband, bless him, he's sadly died. But, I'm okay. Now, I'm a knight and I think, I fancy that bit of land. What I do is I go and kidnap her, okay? And I'll either try and get ransom for her, probably not going to happen. So what I'll do is I will have sex with her, therefore she becomes my wife, okay? This is apparently a legit thing. I have sex with her, she becomes my wife, because there's some dodgy vicars out there and they'll make it, even if she says no. Yeah, fuck it. She's going to marry me. She is now my wife. So what happens is, because I'm a man, she's a woman, obviously, she now doesn't own that land. That land is now mine. So, as a man, you've taken this poor woman's land off her. You're now in charge of this land. So you can do two things. You can love her and keep her, or you can just, get off my land. Which they did. Did they ever save damsels? Did they, Eckers? They didn't give a monkey. Even if it's your wife, even if you've been married for 15 years, yeah, take her. I don't care. But, so did they ever save damsels? You all hear of the knight saving the damsel in distress. Never ever happened. So, yeah, the past is the worst. It's barbaric, it's nasty, it's violent, it's evil. Stay here. You ever make a time machine? Don't go to the past and don't go to the future. The past, you know what it was like. It was terrible. The future, you don't know what it's like. So why the hell go there? So what I would suggest you do, people, is stay where we are, in England, in the UK, because the weather, it's not always the best, but we don't have killer snakes. We don't have killer spiders. You walk outside, you're not going to get eaten by a lion, allegedly. But generally, we've got a decent health service. We've got decent roads. Some of them are a bit more undecent, but hey. But it's survivable. You go out, you turn a tap, you've got fresh drinking water, which is drinkable. You don't need to worry about the toxins too much. And if there is toxins in it, fortunately, we've got people who will let us know. So my suggestion, if you ever do make that TARDIS, is stay where you are, because the present is the best. So there you go. I do hope you enjoy my bit of nonsense there. And if you did, give us a thumbs up. If you did and go to the end, then thank you very much. Don't forget to share, comment and subscribe. You absolute legends. You could be a Jedi if you want, but I am your Grand Jedi Master. And I thank you and see ya, pals!